Mara didn't remember walking home from Sunrise Reproductive Center. One moment, she was staring at Rina's triumphant face. The next, she was sitting on the floor of her empty house, staring at nothing. The sun had set. Hours had passed. Her body moved, but she wasn't inside it anymore. The door opened. Toba entered, and for the first time in months, he looked uncertain. "Mara," he started, his voice careful. "Let me explain." She turned her head slowly, looking at him as if seeing a stranger. "Explain what? That my eggs are growing your children inside another woman? That my best friend has been stealing my life piece by piece while I thanked her for it? Which part needs explaining, Toba?" He flinched. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this." "How was it supposed to happen?" Her voice was eerily calm, each word precise as a surgical cut. "Tell me the plan. I'm curious." Toba ran his hand over his face, a gesture she'd once found endearing. Now it just looked like cowardice. "The first test results were real, Mara. I was infertile. But then Rina found a specialist, someone who could treat me. She paid for everything, the medications, the procedures. She gave me back my manhood." How generous of her. Mara's laugh was sharp enough to draw blood. "And the payment she wanted was you." "It wasn't like that at first," he said, but his eyes slid away from hers. "She just wanted to help. But the more time we spent together, the more I remembered why I noticed her first, back in Opal Village. She understood me. She didn't make me feel like a failure." "I made you feel like a failure?" Mara stood slowly, her legs shaking. "I donated my eggs, Toba. I let them harvest parts of me, over and over, until I couldn't recognize my own body. I did that for you, for us. And you think I made you feel like a failure?" "You pitied me." His voice rose defensively. "Every time you looked at me, I saw it. Poor Toba, the man who can't give his wife a child. But Rina looked at me like I was still a man, like I was worth something." "So you gave her my children?" The words hung in the air like smoke after an explosion. Toba's mouth opened, closed, opened again. "They were never going to be yours, Mara. Your body refused to carry them. We tried for 5 years, 5 years of failure. At least this way, something good came from it all." Something inside Mara snapped, but it wasn't a breaking, it was a sharpening. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Get out. Mara, get out of my house." "This is my house," Toba said, his sympathy evaporating. "I paid for it with my business. The business your egg money started, yes, but I built it. Everything here is mine." "Then I'll leave." Mara walked to the corner where her few remaining possessions lay. "I should have left the first time you threw me in the mud. But I loved you. I thought love was supposed to survive anything." She turned to face him one last time. "I was wrong. Love doesn't survive betrayal. It transforms into something else entirely." She picked up her bag and walked past him, out into the night. He didn't try to stop her. Mara walked through Aroko Plains with no destination, no plan, nothing but the cold clarity of absolute loss. She had no mother, no husband, no friend, no home. Everything had been stripped away, leaving only the raw core of who she was beneath all the roles she'd played. She found herself at the Overlook again, the place she'd considered ending it all. The plain stretched endlessly before her, dark and vast. She could still jump. It would be easy. But as she stood there, a different thought crystallized. Why should she be the one to disappear? Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Meet me at the old mango tree in Opal Village tomorrow at noon. Come alone. Someone who wants to help. A friend." Mara stared at the message. Every instinct screamed trap, but she had nothing left to lose and everything to gain. She typed back, "I'll be there." The next morning, Mara took the bus to Opal Village. The mango tree stood where it always had, ancient and unchanged, while everything else had rotted. A woman sat beneath it, her back to Mara. When she turned, Mara's breath caught. It was Dr. Kelechi's nurse, the one who'd always looked at Mara with something like pity. "My name is Chioma," the woman said. "I've worked at Sunrise Reproductive Center for 3 years. I've seen what they've done to you." Mara sat down slowly. "Why help me now?" "Because I'm tired of being complicit." Chioma's hands twisted together. Dr. Kelechi runs a side operation. Wealthy couples pay premium prices for eggs from specific donors, women who are young, healthy, attractive. Your eggs were some of the most requested. But instead of random recipients, Rina made a deal. She paid double to ensure all your eggs went to her. "How many?" Mara cracked. "How many times?" 7 successful extractions. Rina has been implanted 3 times. She's currently carrying twins. The other embryos are frozen, waiting. 7. Mara had created 7 potential children, and Rina had claimed them all. Why would Dr. Kelechi agree to this? Money. Rina's family is wealthy, wealthier than anyone in Iroko Plains knows. She's been funding this plan for years. The fake fertility results for Toba, his treatment, everything. She orchestrated all of it. "Can you prove it?" Mara asked, her mind racing. Chioma pulled out a flash drive. Medical records, financial transactions, recorded conversations, everything you need to destroy them both. But Mara, she grabbed Mara's hand. "If you use this, your private life becomes public. Everyone will know about the eggs, the donations, everything. Are you prepared for that?" Mara thought about the whispers that had followed her for 5 years. The shame, the judgment, the blame. They had already taken her dignity. What more could they take? "I'm prepared," she said. That night, Mara stayed in a cheap guest house in Opal Village studying the documents Chioma had given her. The paper trail was damning. Transfers from Rina's family accounts to Dr. Kelechi, consent forms with forged signatures, emails discussing how to keep the donor in the dark. But the most devastating piece was a voice recording from 6 months ago. Rina's voice, sharp and clear. She actually believes she's helping strangers. It's almost sad how stupid she is. Toba's laugh. Mara always was too trusting. It's what made her easy to control. Dr. Kelechi's voice. "The next extraction is scheduled for Tuesday. After this one, we'll have enough embryos for at least 2 more pregnancies. You could have an entire family from her genetics." Rina's voice. "That's the plan. She gets the genes I want. That soft, pretty face, that gentle nature men love. But I get the life. I get Toba. I get the children. I get everything she thought was hers." Mara listened to the recording 3 times, each word carving itself into her memory. The next morning, Mara returned to Iroko Plains with the flash drive in her pocket and the plan crystallizing in her mind. She went first to the police station, where she filed formal complaints against Dr. Kelechi and Sunrise Reproductive Center for fraud, forgery, and medical malpractice. The officer looked skeptical until she produced the flash drive. "This is serious," he said, scrolling through the files. "These charges could shut down the clinic and send people to prison." "Good," Mara said simply. Her second stop was the office of the local newspaper. The editor, Mrs. Okonkwo, was a stern woman known for her fearless journalism. She listened to Mara's story, her expression growing darker with each revelation. "You understand this will be front-page news," Mrs. Okonkwo said. "Your name, your face, everything. It will be public." "I understand, but it's not about me anymore. How many other women has Dr. Kelechi exploited? How many other Rinas are out there, manipulating desperate people? Mara leaned forward. If my shame stops even one woman from being used like this, it's worth it. Mrs. Okonkwo smiled grimly. I'll run it tomorrow. But Mara, prepare yourself. The backlash will be severe. Let it come, Mara said. I'm not afraid anymore. The story broke the next morning like a thunderstorm. Local fertility clinic exposed. Years of fraud, exploitation, and stolen parenthood screamed the headline, with Mara's photo prominently displayed. Within hours, the news had spread through Iroko Plains like a fire. Mara stayed in her small rented room watching through the window as crowds gathered outside Sunrise Reproductive Center.